hauled off, with the zombies left inside to haunt the abandoned city.
Mr. Ward, how would you like to make $50 million?
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, "Son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces.
Think about
knowing what
everything we did, all those people we
by
saved.
the way they held their eyes.
Look what it got us.
If you don't mind my saying,
But what if
I can see you're out of base.
What if just once
A taste of your whiskey.
we did something just for us?
You sunrise.
You ready to play?
There's $200 million in the vault beneath the strip, with a 32-hour window to get it out. Find the safe. This should be a simple in and out.
It's not too late to go back.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
What the?
They're not what you think they are. They're smarter. They're faster. They're organized.
Best that you can hope for is to die in sleep.
Oh, scheiße.
You got know when to hold up, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count. When the deal's done.
What is this? It's a goddamn zombie tiger. That's crossing the line.
You got to know when to hold 'em, when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em.
Her character was just like, oh, like,
Also, the way her character
Savage.
developed, too. Yeah, definitely savage. Her character developed in such a way that it was like, okay, I'm like this badass, but I also feel bad for like the people that have been left behind. So now I'm going to go in and I'm going to be like, you know, I don't care if I get paid. I'm still going to go in. I'm going to sacrifice myself.
Oh yeah, even
Yeah.
leaving herself behind.
Yeah.
And I think she kind of like lays the ground for the movie when she says, "No, they're not trapped in here. This is their capital." Because then you realize like, oh, these zombies aren't just gonna like die off inside these walls. Like they are planning something.
yeah.
What's your favorite character in the movie?
I mean, besides Lily, I loved Marianne. I think she was just like a badass. She was like, I don't care what you're doing. I'm living in hell. I hate my life. I'm gonna go do this job.
And smoke by any flammable things.
Oh my
That's the
gosh,
number
when
one thing that we noticed. Like,
Every
every
time.
time there's something flammable near her, she's smoking.
lighting up a cigar or whatever it was she was
So,
smoking.
oh, that's flammable? Hold on, I'll be right over. Let me
Literally right next to the big old gasoline truck. You're like,
get it.
Okay.
What about yours? What's your favorite character?
Oh my gosh. I definitely. Oh my God. Obviously. Okay, but I can't remember how to say his name.
Vanderhoor.
Vanderhoor. Oh, he's such a hunk. I'm like,
I think you just have a crush on him. Like you're
obviously,
blushing.
more than a crush. I'm always blushing. Redhead under this wig. But that man is so hot. And there's like that one scene where he's shoveling out his saw. I'm just
Oh
like,
my gosh, and he pulls the
slower,
thing.
slower. I'll take two. But yeah, his whole character was like cool.
Just
how
this, like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
I'm not here to play around.
But then at the
Thank
same
goodness
time,
no, he was so sensitive at the beginning. That's what I loved it, because like I think all of the characters had some kind of societal like Yeah, exactly. Everyone has like some like character that they were in comparison to, as far as like he's like, you know, the one black guy in the thing, and he's like this super sweet, like helping the woman in her like water class, like floating. I don't even know what that was, like a water aerobic.
I totally did not
or something. Like he was doing water therapy.
Physical therapy. You're so
You just
right.
go into your day job next to the zombie apocalypse, a couple blocks away.
Oh, he was so romantic.
Just another Tuesday.
Yeah. But then he was like underestimating the little nerdy guy with the whatever he was
Dieter?
doing. Yeah, Dieter. Yeah, some terrible names. But yeah, he was like underestimating him. But by the end, he was like, "Yeah, man, you got this. We got this."
They were buddy.
Okay, I think I was in love with him.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we can share. I'm totally chill.
No, I meant Dieter.
That's what I was saying. Dieter's mine.
Oh,
He has totally got my personality of like, oh my god, I'm so good at this.
What's that? Is that your favorite?
Yeah, my absolute favorite. Like
He was a
his
sweetheart.
ridiculous amount of screaming. The like,
He was the scream queen of the movie.
yeah.
Literally.
Yeah,
literally.
He was the
exactly.
scream queen.
Actually,
It was
all the women were way more
hilarious.
badass.
No, we did
He
not
was
have
a-
one weak woman in that movie.
Yes. No, but I loved how, you know, he looked at everything, especially like the safe itself, as, you know, a work of art. And though he didn't know what to expect, he was still willing to go in and try and break it open for these people. And he had just legit my personality. Like, I'll talk
You
big.
vibed with him.
Yeah, I'm like, I'll talk big, but as soon as something pops up next to me, I'm gonna scream like a little girl.
What does that sound like? Let's hear your scream.
That's way better than mine.
So you guys are good at this.
I go to a lot of metal concerts. Lots of moshing involved.
What did you guys think of the zombies in general?
So when I first watched it, I was actually watching with my boyfriend, and I was like, "Oh, we are so dressing up as the king and queen zombie of this."
The alpha zombies.
Oh, yeah,
Those
we're the alpha
fishnets.
zombies.
That's
Team
great.
alpha zombie all the way.
Yeah.
I love that you were talking about the hierarchy. Like, I think that's what's so cool and unique about this, the way they did this shot, this movie, is because it's not just like a bunch of like, eat your brains, and it's not a bunch of sprinters. Like
It's not
something-
the same
World War Z,
stuff.
Yeah,
like
right.
World War Z sprinters, where they just kind of
Yeah.
all of them go at you at once, and you're just like, "Well, I'm screwed." Like,
Right.
sayonara.
They have like the shambles, and then they have the alphas. I don't really remember if there are other names that they were using. Like,
I don't know, but that tiger though.
oh,
Can we all agree that tiger was
Yeah.
amazing?
Yeah, the
Valentine
tiger was
Siegfried
so
and
great.
Siegfried and Roy, or Roy, right?
Siegfried and Roy.
Sigmund and
Because like it's the act that plays at Vegas.
Sigmund
It's so
and
good.
Freud, I think is what it is.
You know, that's it. I'm out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, jump in the pool. You're out.
We had zombie showgirls and zombie show
Yeah.
tigers.
There was everything. There was everything.
Zombie strippers.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was in the opening
In
scene.
the
That was so
opening
fun.
credits.
Well, they were more show, like the burlesque showgirls.
Yeah, they were like burlesque girls.
I was debating between dressing up as the queen and the showgirls, and I was like, I really can't choose. That's really difficult. Can somebody
both
make
good.
a decision for me?
I love that.
You could totally do like the showgirl, and then like as your makeup melts off, because we are in Phoenix, Arizona, and it's 115 degrees right now, y'all. Just so you know,
It's hot.
as your makeup melts off, you could have the zombie makeup under it. So
Oh my
yes.
gosh,
Yeah.
that would look cool.
Yeah.
I liked the way that they sounded in general. That was like a big thing
Their
for
main
me.
communication was very
Yeah,
like
and-
intelligent in certain aspects of the fact that they even could communicate to each other.
Exactly.
But the
Freaking
screeching
amazing.
was unique.
it was
had,
so unique.
It had like these like different tones and pitches that were just like
It kind of reminded me of Alien.
anybody trying to mimic that.
It was very sophisticated.
Yeah.
Like even from the get-go, when that zombie escaped the box, he was like, "Oh, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm building a society." Like from the get-go,
He's like,
biting
He knew his
people.
purpose.
I know what
He knew
we're
his purpose.
doing.
Well,
we
that
go.
could lead us into the next topic. The fact that they were like this one zombie was captured and being transported by military.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, how long has the military had them? Is this something that they had been working on? Like, what's this whole because I think they're doing a prequel, right? Like, what's the backstory?
Yeah, it
behind
may
this?
or may not have come from Area 51.
Yeah, I was
Which
gonna say
is
they were
kind
coming
of-
from Area 51. You notice like there were dog tags around his
Oh, the
neck,
zombie.
so I
Yeah,
assume
yeah.
that the alpha.
was a military personnel.
Yeah, so it might have been a bioweapon. They might be trying to build like an unstoppable army for the next World War. Conspiracy theories of
Which
the
is
yin yang with this
basically
one.
what they were joking about in the truck in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah, the
They dropped a
prelude.
lot of hints. I can see that.
Yeah. And then as we got into it, we saw a bunch of other interesting things when they were talking about, oh, we don't actually want the money. We want the blood of the zombies. So it's like, okay, like this is a biological warfare situation. And we
Right.
probably started it. COVID. Yeah, so there's coronavirus.
Shit is getting real.
Yeah, the whole like lockdown and pandemic was a little like too close.
It was
up.
very yeah.
It was really scary.
yeah.
Where have I seen this
Somehow.
before?
Yeah, so many
Right?
parallels. I mean, where did they can they write this stuff, make this stuff up?
Oh my favorite parallel in the whole film was when the newscast was announcing how they're gonna like nuke Vegas, and they're like, the president says it's gonna be really, really cool.
On the 4th of July, nonetheless.
I was like,
how many more
He
of
says
like
it's patriotic.
Well, yeah, patriotic, but I'm more like, what? I used to live in Australia, so when I view things from the outside now, when it comes to like American politics, I'm like, okay, so my friends in Australia would be like, yeah, that sounds like stereotypical redneck American. Like, let's just nuke the shit out of our own
Right.
place on the 4th of July because
Blow
it's
it up.
patriotic.
Why not? Blow
Right?
it up.
Yep.
Yeehaw.
Light it up.
America.
America.
And I loved how as soon as this happened, everybody owned a gun, except for the German guy.
Right?
Oh yeah, Dieter.
Like,
yeah.
Yet again, I feel like I relate.
That actually makes sense too. So, I'm pretty sure they're not allowed to have guns. I don't really know.
Yeah, Europeans aren't as big on the guns as we are, but then again, no other country is.
So was this a movie or a survival guide for the future? I'm
I
just
know,
saying.
right?
Yes.
This was American
There's a lot
American
of
gun
foreshadowing,
propaganda.
right? There was a lot of foreshadowing in the movie. So are we foreshadowing our future? Like,
I
are
don't
you
know.
worried?
What came first, the
Chicken
the
or the egg?
script or current situation?
Yeah. Well, Zack Snyder, I think, always has a way of doing that. Like, I know he did a lot of that with a bunch of his other movies, whether they were zombie related or not, where he does a lot of foreshadowing, and it's kind of obvious. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but he also leaves a lot of Easter eggs in a lot of his scenes. So, like, I didn't notice it the first time around. There's like the canisters of the Snyder cut of Justice League, and so when they show like how they think that the heist is gonna go, you see in the left hand side there's a couple of racks, and you see the film canisters sitting on these racks. There's what the heck else was there? There's like a million different things in there, and I just
You were saying something about the mask that the Alpha
Oh,
was wearing.
yeah.
I think.
So towards the end, the Alpha, the mask was supposed to apparently represent like Batman and Superman. So the mask itself was a little bit more for Batman, and he was wearing like a cape or something at some point.
Yeah.
And I
Oh
didn't.
yeah, with his like staff when he's like looking out all over all.
When
the
Yeah,
people.
it's-
even when you first meet him,
Yeah.
he's got that cape billowing behind
Yeah,
him.
yeah.
He's all shattered
Dark and
out.
mysterious. Yeah, like I was like, yeah, Superman, Batman. That
Silhouetted.
seems legit. I was like, comics, yes. I knew they'd come in handy for something.
Now we just gotta get paid to do it. All right. Yeah, sponsorships. Where are you at? No, I'll at you, girl. Yeah, so the characters, the way they've been portraying all of the zombies and like the hierarchy, and I was really interested to see the queen pregnant.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice it until the second time I watched the movie. In the beginning, when he put his head against her stomach right at the beginning.
I thought that
Yeah,
was an
you're like,
inappropriate
what?
scene that I wasn't seeing right on my
Yeah.
phone because I watched it
Oh.
originally on my phone and I was like, "What is he doing? What is he doing
Yeah, I
to
just
her?"
thought
I'm
they were,
like, "Am I watching like
creepily
some
intimate.
Maybe he was just
rated R like zombie stuff?" Like, I didn't realize he was listening to her.
You know, the
tummy.
random sex scene
Yeah.
in
My
every
mind
movie.
just goes immediately to the gutter. I'm like,
Am I the only one who wants to see that porn? Just for the fact that I just need to say that I want to
You know
see
there
it.
is one already.
You know there is
There
one.
better be. And
I was going to say. It
if there
exists, there's porn
isn't,
for it.
somebody out there tell us where to find it, okay?
It's hints, nudge,
send
nudge.
us, drop the link.
Drop the link. Absolutely. I also was thinking, I never figured out why he had those live women in that room that he kidnapped.
Yeah, they never
I
explained
think now that I'm like tracing back in my mind, maybe he has to impregnate them while they're
alive and turn them
Ooh,
into...
that's a good
I never
point.
thought of
I didn't
that.
think about that either.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to
Figure out
how that would even be a thing.
Yeah.
Like, your body, if you're undead or dead, like, can you reproduce?
Yeah, like
it's never
your body
really
should
been...
be continuously deteriorating, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I don't think any zombies really fell apart that way, though.
Oh, maybe they don't even turn them. Maybe they just impregnate them with a zombie sperm. Oh my gosh. Can zombie ejaculate? Can zombies ejaculate? That's what we got to find out next.
Maybe that's what they'll put in the prequel. Maybe
Pre-com
they're
for the
saving that
prequel.
for the prequel.
And this is how we make zombies.
Maybe the prequel will have the sex scene when she gets pregnant.
Right? Oh man. Write the writers.
I was
I have a
wondering.
suggestion,
We got some writing to do
Okay.
with those writers.
I'm not as seasoned into horror movies as you guys, but these zombies were trapped inside a wall. I was like, how are they eating and sustaining? So I thought the humans were like live food for them. I thought
That
that's
could be
why
a
they
possibility too.
kept them around.
Yeah.
Because you figured like they would just die. I don't know. Maybe that's too.
But maybe if they're dead, they don't need to eat.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah, because the only reasons the what are the ones that wither away called?
Shamblers?
Shamblers. The only reason
yeah.
the shamblers ended up becoming like that because they didn't get out of the sun.
Yeah,
Right?
so what's the deal with that?
Do
So
they need to eat?
Are they like the zombie things in like I Am Legend, where they...
Well, I feel like that's where we were having a lot of, like we were discussing earlier, we had a lot of issues with parts of the movie, was that things weren't explained
Yeah.
or just left there hanging or kind of didn't make any sense to
Yeah.
us. You know what I mean? Like, I know that, yes, it's Hollywood, it's just a movie, none of it's real,
Wait,
blah,
it's
blah,
just
blah.
a movie?
I know, right?
I know, right? At least that's what we're told, but you never know. Conspiracy theories again. But yeah, you never quite get an explanation or an understanding because there's, you can impregnate a zombie.
There was so much going on in the movie.
Yeah.
I feel like there wasn't time to explain
really delve
everything.
into that, yeah.
And they were just like, we'll throw it in another movie or something. Like, I don't know, but that's definitely a really good point, is they didn't explain thoroughly. Like, what was he
How
going to
could
do
you
with
not
the baby? What's
explain
the
it
whole
in
point?
2.5 hours.
I know, I'm like, you had 2.5
all these
hours.
people and all these random things happening. Like, there was literally no point for Scott's daughter to come with.
None at all.
None at all, and try and save those people. They all ended up dying anyway. So I'm like, if that was going to be the case, you should have just cut that out and saved us.
Oh, yeah.
the
No, I
good.
think we
And
could
Scott
talk
was like,
about.
if you come on the mission, you're here to work. And she's like, okay.
Let's talk about a food
Okay,
truck.
bye.
Let's talk about a food truck.
Oh my god.
Food truck talk.
Food trucks.
My tofu truck.
I'm sorry,
was
but if you're gonna have
so
a tofu
annoyed.
truck, no, just go to LA where you belong.
If he starts talking about food trucks, that's when you take your bathroom break. Like,
I would have been like, oh, crazy Uncle Ed's talking again.
And that's actually why your father stopped talking to you for 3 years.
He's too busy focused on his tofu truck.
oh my god, that was so
Hey, the man
bad.
has tunnel vision. You can't do that to a guy who's really.
What
food
about the robot Easter egg?
trained. That robot thing? I recognized it. So I've seen it a couple times. I recognized it the first time. I think they're planning something with that one.
Okay, so for people who maybe didn't catch it, it's not like that obvious in the movie, but definitely check out some of the scenes like towards the end, middle.
It's like the last 45 minutes of the
Yeah,
movie.
and there's like this scene inside a casino where there's just a big gun showdown. Do they have like money flying everywhere?
Yeah.
So
Money's
there's
everywhere.
Guzman, the money, or the guy with the blonde hair, the cholo, we called him.
Yeah.
Guzman's in there and he's got the money bags, and then Batista, or Scott, is jumping on the tables and like killing zombies, and that's where you see it.
Yeah.
See the
But
robot.
it's so subtle and quick. It's like,
It's like their
I
face
don't
like is
know,
mechanical
yeah, just like
when
a
it gets blown
couple-
off. So you kind of have to just like keep an eye on people's eyes as your face gets blown off. But yeah.
Some of the eyes lit up.
Oh, so there's some mechanical like sparks flying.
what
Yeah.
about the horse?
Oh yeah, the horse is totally obviously mechanical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
think so?
care. I want one. That's all I gotta say, man.
We gotta find these movie props online.
Actually, I know a guy named Horse. Got you.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
Hey, oh, that's right. But yeah, I wonder how that's gonna go for. Okay, so the next movie they're gonna do is gonna be the prequel. So we might find out a little bit about that. But then,
Oh yeah.
if there's still like room for the future one to be what happens with your girl Lily, because like we saw her at the end with like the thing through her arm, and we're like, okay,
Still alive.
is she gonna be the next queen?
Yeah, we don't know. And then Vanderhorn at the very end, where he's, you know, bit on the plane. So, well, not bit on
Can
the
we
plane.
talk about that bite?
Just a bit, because we gotta wrap it up
that bite
sometime.
was really bad.
But yeah, the weird thing for me was that he escapes, he survives the explosion, he treks through Vegas, gets on a plane, and then realizes he's been bit and turns.
Gets all
That
the way to
just-
Utah.
Yeah.
It's like
And we're like
hours
everybody
upon
else.
hours.
But
like
everybody
that.
else
Go
turns
off,
right
go
away. I'm like, they have to be doing something with that, right? Because that was just
Well,
so.
they're definitely gonna
And
do
it was
something
such a
'cause he's stuck in the
clean
airplane.
bite.
He was
Yeah.
the only survivor.
And he's touching down in Mexico, right? Or New Mexico?
New Mexico, I think so.
Oh, I thought he said Mexico City.
Mexico City.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
which is like,
so
you know,
that's where
The population there is so dense. It's like
busiest
okay.
airport in Latin America. Like,
Well, there you
and
go.
that's how The Walking Dead started.
All right, guys. Well, it is getting hot out here, and I'm sure it has been hot in there for you guys as well. So, thank you for tuning in to our first live episode of Horror Hotties, and hopefully you guys will join us back in the next few weeks. We will be deciding what movie we'll be doing next then. Hopefully we will all be here together looking just as fucking beautiful. So,
Awesome. Subscribe, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You'll be able to see all of those like at horror-tv.com. But yeah, you'll be able to find ways to connect with all of us as well. So we'd like to see you there and see you next time.
yes. Bye. That was great.
We did it.
That was great.
I fucked up a little bit, but hey.
Oh, that's
I don't think we did. I think we
Mr.
should have had more
Ward.
time, but that was great.
How would you like to make $50 million?
On a warm summer's evening, on a train bound for nowhere, met up with a gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns of staring out the window at the darkness. The boredom overtook us, and he began to speak. He said, son, I've made a life out of reading people's faces,
Think about it.
knowing what
Everything we did, all those people we
by
saved.
the way they held their eyes.
Look what it got us.
If you don't mind my saying,
Now what if,
I can see you're out of ace
what if just
for a
once
taste of your whiskey.
we did something just for us?
Your sunrise.
You ready to play?
There's $200 million in the vault beneath the strip, with a 32-hour window to get it out. Find the safe. This should be a simple in and out.
It's not too late to go back.
If you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right.
What the?
They're not what you think they are. They're smarter. They're faster. They're organized.
Best that you can hope for is to die.
Oh, scheiße.
You got to know when to hold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count. When the deal's done.
What is this?
It's a goddamn zombie tiger. That's crossing the line.